All right, so I'm doing a little rebuild of a site. A client had done some work in it and it really isn't workable the way it is. So I'm working down through it block by block and rebuilding it. And I thought I would show sort of the mindset and the principles that help get something done without too much frustration and make the process of optimizing for other screens the absolute easiest and quickest it can be. So I have started rebuilding it. I've already built the first 2 blocks, and I'm getting ready to look at what I'm going to do next. And so this section right here that says the power of the goal and has this box on it, this is going to be a block. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this next section, super early bird down to the button, 1 block. So basically this one is a simple one because we just need, simple text down the center. We'll just need 1 column container. So I'll go ahead and go to blocks, wireframes, empty, pull that in. I put it in the wrong place, which is okay because it's easy to recover. Press the down arrow. All right, so the first thing I do with every element that I bring in that has a container is put another container inside of it. And this gives us a lot more control over spacing and sizing and left and right and center and all of those things. So the first thing I did was put a container in there. Next thing I'm going to do is put the first line of text on. So super early bird, now open. And I'm going to use probably like an H3 for that. So let's go put the text in there. And because I'm just copying, I can go over here and just check. That's 3 rem and it's a B2 color. I'm going to make this exactly the way the client had it. So 3 rem. I'm going to center it and change the color. All right, so super early bird now open. Now, sometimes what we tend to do is we kind of just hit return to put the next text in, but it's much better if you have another layer of text to put it in under its own element in its own container. So what I'm going to do over here is take another container and I'm going to put it under the container that holds the super early bird now open. And then I'm going to go get my next element, which is, again, what is it here? 19th Annual TOCICO Conference. That's a header type, so I'm going to go over here, grab another H3 for that, put it in here. Again, paste, change the style. We are at 1.875. We have this color. So we're going to go over here to 1.875. I'm going to change the color. And we're going to center it. Okay, so we're getting the basic layouts. We're going to do some spacing in a bit. Now we have super early bird is valid for TOCICO members only, not a member. And so this is a link that they can use. So this I'm going to just put it in as a paragraph text. So, but I'm going to do it again with a container. And now I'm going to go put just paragraph text in there. Paste it in. I'm going to center it. Check the size. Size is 1.25 rem. So we're going to go to 1.25 rem and it is centered. Okay. So we kind of have what we have over here. We're going to do a little spacing on it. But the next thing we have is this button. All right. So let's go grab a button. It's a regular button. Again, I'm putting an element in, a container to just hold the button. And so we're going to go grab the button, solid button. Actually, it's a button with a favicon. Yeah. So we're going to grab a button with a icon FA. All right, so now we need color, size, text, all of those good things. So let's go grab the color, background, and purchase tickets now and get super early bird. Okay, so configure. We're background color. All right, and we're going to change the text on the purchase tickets now and get super early bird. And then we had the arrow kind of like this. And when you have a button with this icon on it, you still have to use these settings to edit the icon and change the size. So I'm going to make this, because I've done this several times, a 3XL. We're going to let the color just default, and we're going to do update. Go back to design. This is obviously not large enough. So the text is 2.25 rem. So let's go change the text size to 2.25 rem. All right. Now you'll notice that we have a long button when over here we have a narrower button that has 2 lines of text on it. So this is one of the reasons why we use containers, multiple containers, instead of just the element itself. I like to control the element by using the container that it is holding it. So first of all, you see this is a container inside a container, right? So we're gonna go here, we're gonna go into the container that's holding the button. And for that, we're gonna change the size, and we're gonna pull it down. So what we're doing now is, let's just look at the text over here, and get super early bird. I think I need to make that font. And get super early bird. Okay, so let's go back to the text, center it, and I think the weight has to be semi-bold. That looks more like what we have over here. Yep. Okay, so now we have the size where we want it, but then we go up to the container that's holding it, and we change the layout to vertical center. And now we have pretty much the elements in the block the way we wanted them to be. So we're going to put a little spacing in it to make it look more like it. So we have super early bird is right at the top here. And this doesn't have spacing below it. This doesn't have spacing below it. So we're going to leave that the way it is. Actually, it may just be a matter of moving the button. So let's take the button. Also, I noticed we don't have rounded corners there. Round the corners, and then let's just put spacing above the container that's holding the button. Just this container. So spacing above, not inside, above the container. Now we are pretty close. What we want to do now is go to the block, and we want to put some spacing inside the block, padding, so that we have sort of even spacing at the top and the bottom. So that looks pretty close to what we have over here. In this case, we didn't have any spacing there. Okay, so I have just created that block using containers. So that's one way of creating blocks when you just have elements that are in one column down the block.